What are the benefits of having you become a successful artist? What are the benefits for the world, not for yourself? The moment you help somebody, it helps you. How does your dream benefit anyone else? Now, I'm going to be successful so I can help others to achieve their success, so I can help others open the door, because everybody here is a teacher. Artistry, my humanity, helping someone else. Because if it helps someone else, and one of the ways to help someone else is to bring more joy. And one of the things that I'd like you to do is volunteer your services for a charity. Go to the Children's Hospital. Actually do something other than just working on yourself. Because all of a sudden, you will realize how lucky you are. So you have to think, what are you bringing? What are you bringing to the world? Because your life is a performance. Your life is a work of art. You are making, as Stella Adler says, an entrance.
Wow, very, very motivational.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get into the new book and all of that first,
Great.
But let's start really from the beginning. Just tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been an acting coach?
I would say I've been an acting coach for about 30 years, maybe. I've been in show business for about almost 40 years. I started when I was very young. I started doing Broadway shows, musicals, and training in New York, which I'm so proud of. New York really molded me. And by accident, I became a teacher. It wasn't something I was thinking about. But I did think that acting should be taught in a different way, full of love and joy, and also teaching it in a way that teaches you not only the craft, but also how to succeed and overcome your own problems and blocks as well.
Absolutely. And do you think your experience being on Broadway has shaped the way that you taught then?
I would say that every experience has shaped me. I'm still acting. I think that the greatest classes that everyone in the world should take is an acting class, because you learn so much about yourself and your skills. And when you're put under pressure, that's when you find out what you actually are born to do. And all the great people that I get to meet you. So that's pretty good. Wow. Now I go around the world and teach, and it's shaped me constantly, and it's still shaping me. It hasn't stopped.
Absolutely. Well, would you say that you work primarily in Hollywood?
I primarily work with actors in Hollywood. I also work on sets, but I also coach in 26 different countries. But I do master classes, like I'm doing one here in London. I just finished one in Madrid. I'll do one in Rome. I'll do one in different places. And it's interesting that all the actors have exactly the same problems. It's just the accents change.
Well, I wonder, who are some of the people you've worked with, and do you have any special stories you can share with us?
Well, I would say the first person I really worked with that, you know, who became very, very successful is Cameron Diaz. She came to me, she had an audition for a tiny little role, and I helped her. And you have to understand about people that come in like that, they come in with kind of a star quality. And people who have star qualities always want to learn. They're hungry, they're curious. And she had that. And I thought, let's play it like this. And that went from the small role to a big role. And she had 13 callbacks, and she got that part. So I would say that I enjoy working with all actors, and artists and singers and performers and business people as well.
Absolutely, an incredible story. You know, you mentioned earlier that you wanted to find the joy in acting. And I suppose a lot of, especially those big Hollywood names, they get a bad rap in the press, or they have difficulties, or they've been in the industry from a very young age. Right. Is that something you address when you're coaching people?
Well, no, I would say that, you know, everybody has a different journey, but the way I teach is that you need to find joy and love. What I first tell all my actors is you need to fall in love with yourself and your talent, because if you have a dream, only joy and love makes it grow. To be a great actor is someone who is a philosopher, who needs to travel, who needs to meet people. And I call actors, real great actors, doctors for the soul, singers, dancers. I think they are the most important people for society, because it teaches us to feel and reminds us what is truly important.
Absolutely. And I think we learned that very clearly in the pandemic, you know, when people weren't able to perform or do their crafts, you know, we realized how important they were.
I remember during the pandemic, opera singers were singing in you know, balconies in Rome. And what did people do? They sang, they danced. And I think that's one of the most important things we do. Since the beginning of time, we sing, we dance, we show our humanity. And what it does, most importantly, it teaches us that we're all exactly alike. Wherever you're from, whatever your background is, religion, whatever, art lets us all know that we're a part of one human family.
The great connector.
The great connector, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the new book then. It's called The Revolutionary Guide to Acting.
Right.
Just tell us what we can expect from it.
The book teaches what I call becoming the actor of the future. The idea is that there's a new way that the audience keeps wanting something different all the time. And the book teaches you how to give unforgettable performances. What can you do? Because there are actors and there are artists. Actors give you exactly what you expect, but artists play the role so interestingly that it becomes iconic. I mean, if you see Silence of the Lambs, can you think of someone else playing it other than Anthony Hopkins? That's what I'm teaching people, how to be iconic. And it's sort of, I use all my techniques because I think that you should never, how would everybody play this part? Let's not do it that way. Play it differently. Because the audience is always acting with you. And the only way you're going to ever be noticed is that if your performance makes an audience go, wow. We're now in the wow business. Because we're so saturated with so many people that I'm teaching you how to live a life and also make a performance, because I also think that your life is a performance.
So it sort of goes beyond just actors then? It's not necessarily just for actors?
No, I would say that this book is for anyone who would like to have an Oscar-winning life, because you're playing a performance now. You're a great interviewer, but then you go and play other parts, don't you? A girlfriend, a sister, I don't know, co-worker, a client. We play different parts throughout the day. And I would like to teach you how to play those parts as well, because all we do is play parts.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned earlier masterclasses that you run, and you're doing them here in the capital.
Right.
So if somebody went to a masterclass, what would they expect?
Well, first of all, they would discover different things about themselves. They would go to the next level. One of the things about Hollywood is they're always training. Everybody's training because they want to get better. Here's the question: are you the actor you could be? And the answer is no. Am I the teacher I could be? No. I want to get better. But they get better because they really want to. The people I train are not people who don't know how to act. The people I train are people who know, but they just want to get better, because you can never see your own performance. So if you come to the class, you face your blocks and fears. I have exercises that will let you know what they are, and how to overcome them, how to overcome your own personal problems, because really it's your personal problems that stops you. Everyone thinks you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not special enough. And I want to give you that confidence, because what you think about yourself is the most important part to be able to get to your talent. Because having talent is not special. What's special is someone has the courage to see how far their talent can take them.